Seminars return with a jump in RSVP response rates. Seminars are back, returning with a lift in numbers from pent-up demand after the lockdowns. Stay tuned and learn much more.
This is The Rare Advisor, proud to be a part of the Advisor Advancement Network and home of a business model supercharged by recurring and repeatable events. Your host is Mike Walters, CEO of USA Financial. He is an investment advisor representative of and securities are offered through USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, you probably have heard this already, but the economy is now greater in size than it was prior to the pandemic. It has recouped its GDP from prior to the pandemic. And what we're finding is the individual investor, the customer, the client is responding in like kind. What do I mean by that? Well, seminars are returning with a jump in RSVP response rates. Now, I conducted a previous rare discussion on this. If you want to go back and check out that video, it was titled, "Is Now the Best Time for Seminars?" Well, we've answered that question. It is, in fact, a spectacular time to reintroduce live events into the ongoing growth of your practice. Why do I say that? Well, there's pent-up demand from the last 18 to 24 months of dealing with lockdowns. Many customers were ill-served by their financial advisor during that pandemic phase. They didn't know how to convert their practice digitally. They didn't know how to embrace the remote tools that we have with Zoom and MS Teams and all the other ways to interact with people in a remote environment. Many financial advisors failed miserably during this period of time. Now, that also means that some financial advisors really had an unbelievable amount of growth and success during that period of time. But what's happening now is the customers who were irritated with their financial advisor over the last, again, 18, 24 months, however you want to calculate out pandemic lockdowns, they are now searching for the new solution. They're searching for you, the new financial advisor that they want to replace their old financial advisor. So this is a really important numeric trend, if you will, to understand in the business, because we're getting higher RSVP percentage response rates today than we were prior to the pandemic. We've seen a 6% increase in the RSVP response rates through our Fill the Room system, and that program that is used by just countless of financial advisors. Prior to the pandemic, we were putting 25, 30,000 people a year into seminar event rooms across the country. And now we're seeing a higher response rate, 6% uptick compared to the response rates for RSVPs that we were getting prior to the pandemic. Also, what's being reported back to us is that there are higher closing ratios for appointment requests and then closing ratios to onboard new clients into your practice coming from these recent events coming off of the pandemic. Why? Most likely because the customer is just more serious. They're looking to replace their old advisor who they were unhappy with, who they were dissatisfied with during the pandemic. So it's a great opportunity. Clients are serious, the numbers are up, and we're coming into the fall, which is a historically great time to run events. In fact, we actually keep track of this on kind of a periodic table, the different months of the year and the percentage rate returns of RSVPs that we historically receive on those months of the year. So really powerful data. If that's something you're interested in diving deeper on, give us a call at USA Financial. Just ask for one of our biz development team members. They can walk you through all that. But again, it's a great time to reintroduce these live events. And it's also a spectacular time to capitalize on the lack of competition or the tripping up of your competition during the pandemic. So the cutting edge advisors are growing like crazy right now. I hope you're one of them. Thanks.
This information is for licensed financial professionals only and is not intended for use in soliciting sales from the public. The views expressed represent the opinions of the presenter or their featured guest, not necessarily those of USA Financial or its affiliated subsidiaries. Industry references are generic and not intended to represent actions or beliefs of any individual or entity. Content is only presented to illustrate general principles, beliefs, or ideas and should not be construed as legal or regulatory advice. Trademark and copyright protected. USA Financial and Affiliates.